Hey, everybody. Hope all is well. Good afternoon. Woo! Dusty Sr. equals Dusty Jr. So, did a little research. I don't know why this came to my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, let me check this out. So, I did a little research, and I did a video before about Dusty Sr. equals Dusty Jr., and it is so true. I want you to look at this information, and it's like sometimes, you know how you have friends? And a lot of times I find myself, the people that I know, it's like being the black person, which, you don't have the wealth that the others have. And it's okay. I mean, nobody's treating me bad or differently. No, but it's like you look at it. And I think when you're around, you see generational wealth and you see it and you see it. It's like there are two different worlds. I was telling a friend of mine that the two different worlds where everybody's making money and everybody's all comfortable and everybody's all relaxed. And then we have the other world, which permits the BC, where everybody's stressed out. There's always an issue with money, safety. Those are problems. Trust me, all people have drama. All nationalities, money. Oh, trust me, I could give you some stories, child, especially from West Palm Beach. All people have drama. But it's like, it's two different worlds. And that's why, I just sometimes come hard and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm raising my voice, getting a little hyper. I'm against this dusty, crusty, derelict behavior that's doing nothing but bringing down our quality of life, the Dustinas. I'm really against it because it's holding us back. And I just want more people, especially black women and even some young black men. You guys, we got to leave the dust alone and we're going to have to carry on with our successful lives, okay? We're going to have to avoid the drama because nothing has changed. So look on the screen. As I said before, the Dusties, they don't want a job, but they will rob. They don't want a job, you see, but they will engage in a hell of a crime spree. This is what's happening a whole lot. These guys on the screen, they're not doing this to feed their kids. Hell, we're doing that. The taxpayers are. But I want to call out the dusty behavior to say, hey, this is what's happening. It's always a negative implication financially, emotionally, physically. It's just drama, trauma. Get away from it, okay? We got to save ourselves, those that want to be saved. And what I mean is like saved from poverty, saved from poverty D. I've told my nephews, my poverty P, you go, oh, she fine, okay. How is her mind? Loud and ghetto as hell. Don't bring her around here. We don't need the embarrassment. We just don't. So nothing has changed. This here, we're just seeing more, I think, on the news and on the internet. So I want to kind of go like way, way super back, okay? All this on the subway. Now, I've been to New York very few times. I never rode the subway because, I just never rode the subway. Don't have a desire to, So, but not for a couple of times. Never been on the subway. I just think danger. So here we have a Dusty who was on a crime spree. But let's go back. Dusty Sr., Dusty Jr. Yeah. Dustina number one, Super Mammy Dustina. She gonna have Dustina number two. Mini Mammy. The mini mammies are here. Yes, they are here. They have learned from their mother. So check this out. Nothing is really changing. That's why we got to stop the dust. Some people, it's time to pick a side. Pick a side. And success may not come when you're looking for it. You just keep on going, trying to thrive. You never know. It may pop up. Pick a side and stay focused. You may have lint in your pockets. You may have lint and no money today, but you're working and you're striving. It may come tomorrow. So 1984, they were having the same issues. I mean, it's like 1984, 37 years ago. 1984, the same issues. So here was a case. I was like, I thought the guy was an actor. No, he's subway shooting. Here's a case here. It says, on December 22nd, 1984, 4 young men alleged to have robbed Bernard Getz on a New York City subway train in Manhattan. They were shot and wounded by him. They were Barry Allen, Troy Canty, Daryl Cabey, and James Ramseur. Getz surrendered to police 9 days later and was charged with attempted murder, assault, reckless endangerment, and several firearms offenses. Initially, Getz was viewed by most as a victim and by some a vigilante, and he received widespread public recognition and support. A grand jury refused to indict Getz on more serious charges, voting indictments only for criminal gun possession. However, public opinion about Getz wavered due to statements and alleged damaging details of the incident that later were released by the prosecution. Getz was then reindicted by a second grand jury on more serious charges. At a later jury trial, he was found guilty of one count of carrying an unlicensed firearm, for which he served 8 months of a 1-year sentence. In 1996, Cabey, who had been left paraplegic and brain damaged as a result of his injuries, obtained a civil judgment of $43 million against Getz. Ramseur died in 2011, and I doubt he got that. Doubt he got it. The incident sparked nationwide debate on crime in major U.S. cities, the legal limits of self-defense based on Cabey being shot once or twice, and the extent to which the citizenry would rely on the police to secure their safety. Getz was dubbed he was dubbed the subway vigilante by the New York press, came to symbolize New Yorkers' frustrations with the high crime rates of the 80s. He was both praised and vilified in the media and public opinion. So, let's look at this. I found this. Check this out. And I want you to see, they're asking different people different things, okay? So when I just said a while ago, I said it's like it's two different worlds. Well, a lot of people that have money, thriving, so relaxed and friendly. And a friend of mine was like, man, I really like hanging out at this location, and yada. And he's like, yeah, everybody's so warm and kind. I said, yeah, minus that drama you had, in a little Blackistan, I get it. Because there was a lot of frustration and anger. We have to find a way to handle that and channel that energy into the right direction for prosperity. Channel the energy toward prosperity, okay? Not debasing ourselves. So a friend said, I just like, I said, well, this, I'm like, look where you are. It's upscale, okay? And I said, it's easy to be all nice, kind, and friendly when things are going your way, when it's working well for you. Some of us can quit right now. Oh, this business deal stopped. We're going to be fine. We're going to go ahead and make our way to the beach, chill, relax, rent a beach house, do whatever you want to do, because you've worked, you've sacrificed, and trust me, I know you stayed in that 1-bedroom place where everybody's like, you can afford to pay $2,000 a month, and you're like, yeah, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to save and invest, and then it turns out great. So my point is, there are different ways to see things. And when you are financially doing okay, you're not all uptight. You're not worried about the bills. You may forget a bill. You can pay it because the money's there. So you are more relaxed. Your demeanor may change. When you're uptight and all stressed out, that person's demeanor is going to be totally different. So my friend said, man, everybody's like, I really like it here and cool and friendly. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why would they not be? Look around you. They may have some problems, but money's not one of them. And it's not everything, but it's kind of like oxygen. Get without it, and you'll see how your lifestyle will change. Okay? So my point is, I want you to look at this old ancient clip and listen to what some of the Black people, how they're responding, their opinion on it, some of the white people. And I'm just going to say this here. For some, there's a lawyer on here, and some, I think a female was like, I guess it wasn't necessary. Where do you live? You're not exposed to this in Blackistan. So nothing has changed. This is in 1984, 37 years ago. Stop and think. How many people have been born in the last 37 years? Are you kidding me? Robbing on the subway then, robbing on the subway now. Check it out. Fair use.
John Johnson, plus Stormfield, Jerry Azar, and the Eyewitness News team. Roger Grimsby and Spencer Christian are off tonight.
Good evening. It is Christmas Eve in New York, and the talk of the town is not peace on earth, but the violence among us, this time in the subways, where a vigilante and his gun brought terror this past weekend. The victims were 4 teenagers. Eyewitness News has been on top with the story from the very start of it. And tonight we have team coverage as police press their search for the vigilante. We begin with Milton Lewis, who spent this day riding with people who trust their lives to the subways every day.
I think he did right
By shooting these guys.
Sure, they tried to mug him.
I think what he did was completely wrong. I mean, I think I'm a law student.
Two views as police distributed a sketch of the white man sought for the shooting last Saturday afternoon of four black male teenagers who allegedly tried to rob him.
He was gone.
I think he was, protecting himself. This is around the Christmas holiday. You got to look out for yourself.
The shootings occurred on the IRT southbound number 2 train, known as the Deuce, as it was approaching the Chambers Street station, a few blocks from City Hall. The wanted suspect is described as between 25 and 30, about 5'10", 150 to 160 pounds, thin build, golden blonde hair, and wearing glasses.
I think it was justified, and after all, it was just 4 against 1.
Nobody goes around shooting people. I mean, that can't be a good thing.
During the average weekday, some 3.3 million people use the subway daily. On the weekend, like last Saturday, about 1.5 million.
I felt the gunman was right. And him taking a vigilante type response to crime in the city leads other people to feel that they can do it too. It can be harmful to all of us.
The 4 young men shot, 3 according to police, carried sharpened, heavy-duty screwdrivers. And one source quoted them as saying they carried them for protection purposes, not to commit a crime.
I think he did right. I really do. Because somebody's got to do something, and the police aren't always there.
Police reported...
See? So as you saw, besides that one man and the one African American man saying you can't go around shooting people. Well, you know what? You can't have your children that look like you going around fatherless and mugging everybody because somebody put them here and didn't give a damn to take care of them. Didn't get many values. Because that's what's happening with us in the community. That is what's happening. That is exactly what is happening. And we can't have it. No one wants to just sit around, oh, here come little TT, let me go ahead and just take off my jewelry. No. This is sickening. So this is 1984. They still doing this same crap today. Dusty Sr., Dusty Jr. So, 1984, when this happened, you see the black woman, you gotta protect yourself. Why? Because she lives in freaking Blackistan. And she sees what's going on every day. And you cannot communicate with these dusty teenagers. That's period. She sees what's going on. You saw the black man, the conductor. I think he did right. They're trying to rob him. Exactly. Are you kidding me? Now we're in 2021. Again, we have got, there is an epidemic. This group, it's got to stop. And if it's not going to stop in totality, which we know that, decent African American people, you better move yourself from it. Becky, you want part of Blackistan? Girl, give it a shot, see what's going to happen to you. So that's 1984. 2021. What do we got, son? Here we go. Check it out. Fair use.
Subway shooting.
It happened as officers investigated a bank robbery this afternoon that they believe was committed by the same suspect. CBS 2's Andrea Klein-Thomas spoke to the shooting victim. She's live tonight in Union Square. Andrea.
Well, Maurice and Christine, that suspect was believed to have robbed a Chase bank earlier this afternoon, and police say they tracked him down on an R train with 3 loaded guns and mounds of cash. Officers say his distinctive shoes gave him away. Now, as for that shooting victim, he's still in the hospital. He tells me everything happened so fast. One moment he was on the train minding his business, and the next moment he was shot in the leg.
Around 2:30 Tuesday afternoon, NYPD officers swarmed the Union Square subway station and arrested this man, believed to have shot an innocent passenger the day before in the N train car, running away at the same station.
Police officers responded to a report of a bank robbery at a Chase, discovered the description of the suspect, matched the description from yesterday's shooting.
The 42-year-old victim is still in the hospital and asked that we not share his name.
I was looking at my phone, and then up and he was standing in front of me, and then he asked for my phone.
Over the phone, he tells us, when he was approached, he did not immediately know it was an attempted robbery.
He asked me for my phone, and then he put it on me, and then he asked again for the phone. They basically pull a gun and shoot me.
Early Tuesday morning, the NYPD released these pictures of the suspect, who they say is also connected to two other crimes: an attempted robbery around 3:30 Sunday afternoon at this deli on Lexington Avenue and East 41st Street, where the suspect allegedly targeted a man ordering food but refused the $45 offered to him. On Monday, around 4:47 p.m., just 10 minutes before the shooting, a robbery of this TD Bank on Canal Street, where authorities say the suspect displayed the gun and ordered money from the teller, getting away with $1,100.
We transmitted pictures of those shoes, readily identifiable, very easy for our officers to spot. We're still deploying 1,000 additional officers into transit each and every day.
As for the shooting victim, he says he rarely takes the N train, but was headed to the grocery store. Now he's waiting for doctors to provide more details about his long road to recovery. And some of the good news in all of this is that the victim tells me that doctors told him that the bullet did not hit any major arteries. Now, as for the suspect, officers say he did not resist the arrest, and that their investigation is ongoing. Reporting live in
Dusty Sr., Dusty Jr. Robbing on the subway in 1984, doing the same crap in 2021. Men on this screen collectively, all this dust. Hate to say it, the culture is basically done. Dealing with the same crap 37 years ago. Dusty Sr., Dusty Jr. Miss Dustina, the little incubator. This is what you're bringing to the world. Oh, but that onesie, that's so very rude. Oh my. You know what I hate to say? And I know all people sometimes want to face reality, but a lot of time Black people, we love living a delusion. We'll say, oh, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And it's all the same. A lot of times I'm going to pray about it. That's cool. I ain't going to do crap else, but just say, I'm going to pray about it and keep it moving. And we wonder why things don't change. That onesie is accurate. Somebody right now got that baby deserve that kind of onesie because that's what they're carrying. That's the man they chose. That's who she is. And that's what it's going to be raised to be. 1, 2, 3, ABC, felony. So Dusty Sr., Dusty Jr., you see it, folks, doing the same crap in 1984. December 22nd, 2021, I guarantee you it's going to be a crime on the subway. Probably one every day. December 22nd, 1984. Let's fast forward. 2021. This here is still Dusty. Poverty D. This is what we have to deal with. Poverty D. This is what we have to deal with. So yeah, they don't really want a job, you see. But they'll go on a hell of a robbing spree. Look how many babies deserve that onesie, which is so sad. This is poverty degeneration. So we're passing down some generational wealth. We're just passing down to our children generational hell, generational poverty. They don't know how to live like people. Generational ignorance. This is what's happening. And because we're not taking a stand, we want to keep things quiet. Listen to mama and mammy bump all that bull crap. Call it out. We want to be real quiet about it. Don't say nothing. Oh, hell no. I'm going to open up my big ass mouth. I sure am. Don't say anything about it. Because sometimes we just say, hey, wake the hell up. This is what's happening. Real quick. When I realized we're living in West Palm Beach and beautiful place to live, and my husband's money went funny and I was dependent upon him, I remember having to never forget the day having to tell a housekeeper we can't afford you anymore. Person is saying, well, can I work just one day out of a week? No, can't afford it. So embarrassing. I keep it real. I remember living in a high life and it got so bad with a bad investment, bad business deal, we could not afford the freaking cable. And I was like, well, how am I going to watch Atlanta Housewives? It's like, we can afford the cable? Yeah. Living in a gated community, golf course. Been there, done that. And that's when I realized. He's like, what are you going to, he says, I said, well, I'm going to get a job. He's like, what? I said, yeah, I'm ready to work. I've got this little, I can do this. I'm going to go to work. And he's like, what are you going to, I said, I'm getting a job. This pays good money. At the time, I started paying 6 figures. I got my behind, honey, got to work, got dressed, and boom, boom, boom. Been investing ever since in case something happens. Not going to have, I'll always have your own money. And I had a little change. I'm dependent on my husband. Things happen. So I can sit there and go, well, let me just see what he's going to do. I'm like, oh, no, I'm a black woman, honey. We get to work. We don't sit up like Becky and just wait on you. Okay? We know how to get some action movement. And that's what I did. And he's like, I got us both into investing. No, we're not using nobody else. I'll learn a trade. We're going to both do it. And we did well. So that's why. That's my story. Trust me, I'll never forget that. Sitting in chairs. The chairs were $2,500 a piece. All this stuff was paid for. Let me tell you again, we couldn't afford the freaking cable. It got that bad. And I climbed our way out of it. But that was a good thing for me because it taught me, girl, get your own money. And I've been investing ever since. And we are doing freaking awesome. I'm not old, young. We can retire today. He is basically retired, just trades. Other people are like, oh my God, you can retire. Yeah, I've earned it. Hell no, I'm not going to retire. I'm going to keep on going. I'm not that old. Damn. You kidding me? Wait a minute. No, you got to make the money, make money. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep a low profile. But I've been there. So that's my whole point. You got to call out and say, girl, look what happened. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to sit around. No. I'm workaholic. Start a business here. Keep more than one. Go, 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 go. Workaholic. So yeah. So that's why I call this out. We need to sound the alarm and say, we can't save everybody. Ladies and gentlemen that's listening, you want to be positive, we got to save ourselves. To hell with the rest. If they want to go with that Dustin, you must go ahead. Leave us out of it. We're trying to go to the next level. And the next level is to avoid this at all costs. Avoid this on the screen. So Dusty Sr., Dusty Jr., they don't want a job, you see, but they're going a hell of a crime spree. Thanks for watching. Feel free to come, like, subscribe, and share. I wish you well. I wish you wealth. I wish you health, happiness, and peace. Love you guys. I'm out. Please stay dust free.